I'd like to call to order the Monday, September the 9th, 2024, Oxford Township Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. If everyone would please stand, pay respects to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
And Secretary, please note the roll.
Butler,
Here.
Bailey,
Here.
Walters,
Here.
Payne,
Here.
Maglia, Magley.
That's my first time. You're like, let's do it later. All right.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda.
To approve.
Second. Moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And item 5, approval of our regular meeting from July the 8th, 2024. I'll entertain a motion for that. Second. Motion and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Moving on to item 6, which is for any public comment for items not on the agenda. Seeing none, we'll close that and move on to item 7A. ZBA case 24003. Property is located at 643 South Lapeer Road, parcel 04-26-303-012. The applicant is applying for certain variances to be eligible to install a commercial sign and an automated car wash business. The applicant is seeking variances from section 85A.00 of the Oxford Township Ordinance as follows. 1, a variance to allow a freestanding sign set back from the right-of-way to be a minimum of 9 feet where 15 feet is required. Number 2, a variance to allow a freestanding sign side setback of 5.5 feet instead of the required 15 feet. So our process here, I will announce the item which I just did. I will direct the applicant to come forward. The members of our board will then ask questions. We'll open the public comment. We'll close the public comment. Board members will ask questions, if any. Applicant will be given an opportunity to respond. Board members will then deliberate on the request. There'll be a motion and there'll be a vote. So please come on up and give your name and address for the record.
Name Jetto and Karen Collage. Good evening to you. 643 South Lapeer Road, up Cal's Auto Wash there. So, and I think you emailed you guys the new dimensions of the sign lower and the setbacks. So we looked at it, and Corey was able to stop by a window and look at it. So I kind of showed him where, and if he wasn't good with it, I'm good with it like that.
So, if you recall, this was on the agenda last month, on July the 8th. There were 3 variances being requested. One was for the height of the sign. That's obviously not on the table anymore. So the sign is fully compliant with our height.
Yeah, the height, yes, was the big thing. So
Board members, have any questions? I believe when you were here last, asked the question about potentially, could you remove some of the pavement and push the sign and get more compliant with the 15?
It's over 8 inches thick. To cut it, to move it, to go around there, it would be more than a sign.
So you have to just cut the edge of the pavement, wouldn't you? And just remove it?
No,
It's not like you do a line. I'm just asking the question.
Yeah. The curb itself is like 12 inches thick to cut through that. And the way it was set back and the bushes are there, it just wouldn't be with the money and then the price of the sign. You wouldn't really see the sign. It would be behind the bushes, and then the price to cut the panel, it wouldn't be feasible for us.
Are there any easements in that area where that sign would be located? Are you aware of any easements?
I think so. No, not in particular. No.
I believe if my recollection is correct, last time we were here, you didn't initially develop this, right? You purchased this?
I purchased it. Yeah, it was the second.
So all
It would have been 2
So you didn't do any renovations, modify the driveways. It is what it is today. or not?
Yeah, I haven't asked for, I've been there 17 years, I've asked for anything the first thing about it.
I'm just saying, the site plan, the site layout, the drives, everything that's there,
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah.
modifications, alterations.
None that they'll come to mind, no.
Okay.
Were you involved with the original design of the layout of that?
No.
Probably not.
No,
So,
no. It's my friend, I'm friends with Al, but yeah, I wasn't, no.
yeah, because I mean, the way it's designed now, and I think that's what we're trying to get reminded of here tonight, is you have an existing sign there already, and the driveway actually goes in front of that sign, right?
The driveway goes in front of it. Yeah, it wasn't the city, I guess it was MDOT, because it was supposed to have a separate entrance and exit, and that way we would have had we would have had grass to put it there. But the way the MDOT made them do that driveway, and that was like a last minute thing from what I heard. I wasn't the initial developer, but like in the village where the new car wash is, they let them build right by the sidewalk. I don't even think it's 3 feet away from the sidewalk, and theirs is visible, so. And I just put a temporary, just like a movable wind master sign. You guys might have seen it, and all the customers love it. It's easier to see as you approach, especially the police officers. They love it, We still watch the village police cars and all the Oakland County sheriff's cars in Lake Orion and in Oxford,
Do you have any recollection of why they made that drive the way they did? I mean, it seems like it's pretty unique to me.
It's really unique and really, and Bobby next door, we've appealed to them, had meetings with them, and they just don't want to give it really exactly what their thinking was on that. For the exit, it works pretty good on the exit, but for the entrance, it really, screwed us up.
AMDOT has this thing called access management.
Okay.
That's the weird.
Yeah.
They don't like giving drives. I'm painfully aware of that.
Yeah, so yeah, that's why that sign, because you're right. If that it wouldn't be a problem. We'd be able to put it up further in where that is right there. But like I said, the Windmaster frame, all the customers love it. Our sales rep, since I put that there, so the sign's going to help us not only financially and economically, but it definitely will help us.
Any other questions?
This is an illuminated double sign that you put.
Double-sided illuminated, yeah. I could take a little illumination because really once it gets dark, nobody washed it.
Any other questions? Thank you. At this time, I will open the public comment. And the audience wishes to speak on this item, please come forward. Seeing none, I will close the public and move on to our findings of fact. Pursuant to section 17.8C, in reviewing the request for a variance, the following standards for determining practical difficulty shall be considered, with no single factor being determinative. Number 1, strict compliance with governing area, setback, frontage, height, bulk, density, and other non-use matters will unreasonably prevent the owner from using the property for permitted purpose or render the ordinance conforming unnecessarily burdensome. Ordinance applies, doesn't apply?
Still some of it does. That applies to degree. Just because of the way the drive is set up, how tight it is in there anyway.
Well, I mean, it has an existing sign. Unfortunately, the way the configuration of the ingress and egress is unique. You don't finally find that in too many areas in the township. I think it does apply.
I think it applies.
Yeah, I believe it applies.
Moving on, item number 2, the variance will do substantial justice to the applicant as well as to other property owners.
Make this business more visible.
I think it does apply. I do.
I would agree with that, and I would even say, as far as the other property owners, yes, because I do know the sign just past that it's a non-conforming sign.
Yeah.
And if he did put that high one, you wouldn't see their sign. So by lowering this back down,
Eventually, they're gonna have to, whenever they reach.
exactly.
But,
Yep.
all right. Number 3, a lesser variance than requested will not give substantial relief to the applicant and will not be more consistent to justice to other property owners. We've obviously gone in and revised his request, and the sign height has been reduced. I think there's a lesser variance there. Board members?
Yeah. Okay.
Move that applies.
Okay. And number 4, the need for the variance is due to unique circumstances peculiar to the property, not generally applicable in the area or to other properties in the same zoning.
Right, yes.
Yeah, I believe it applies. I mean, with ingress and egress the way it is, I'm sure with access management dictated by MDOT, you know, he didn't develop the site. It's not, you know, he has the opportunity. He could potentially make it more conforming, but obviously there's a financial part of that, but that's not really the overriding. I think the circumstance related to what MDOT did and how the drive approach works. I think that's the overriding here. And number 5, the problem is that the need for the variance has not been self-created by the applicant or the applicant's predecessors.
Pretty much it was created by the trees that were planted by the neighbor.
I'm not necessarily sure the trees are the issue. Those trees are the way the ordinance works with the trees and the height of the trees and the style of trees and the height of the sign.
Uh-huh.
I mean, when you have the other sign and the trees, I think you have more of an issue.
Oh.
This being lower, I think you'll see them much better. Yep. Okay. With that, entertain a motion. If there is one to be offered.
I'll make a motion. In the case of 24 ZBA 003, subject property is located at 643 South Lapeer, Oxford, Michigan, parcel 0426303 012 Cal's Auto Wash. Move to approve the setback for the proposed sign to be 9 feet from the road right away, and 5.5 feet from the lot line as opposed to the 15 feet in our ordinance.
South property?
It'd be the south property.
Yeah, for specificity. Improvement.
Yeah, and just just in accordance with the findings of facts and presented to us tonight in the packet.
Application provided.
Yeah.
The second? Okay. Any discussion on? Good? Yeah, we're good on your end?
Yep.
Okay, call the roll.
Morris?
Joey, try it.
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Walters?
Yes.
Butler?
Yes. The variance has been approved. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, moving on, item 7B. Or 8A, excuse me, sorry. Case 24 ZBA 0004, Thomas William applicant. The property is located at 735 Indian Lake Road, Oxford, Michigan 48371. Parcel number 04 36 300 047. The applicant is seeking a variance from section 6.2D of the zoning ordinance to construct a second accessory structure on the property. The applicant is seeking a variance from zoning ordinance section 6.2D to allow a maximum accessory height in an R3 district to be 17 feet, 7 inches instead of the maximum height of 15 feet. Yeah, good here.
We are.
please come up and give your name and address for the record and tell us what you're requesting.
My name is William Thomas, the architect on the project. This is Mike Hoff, the owner. I'll start off and describe it, and I'll let Mike kind of go through the project in detail and how he plans on using it. But it's a R3 lot. It's a large R3 lot, and you could look at the overall zoning for the community. 7.7 acres. Sits on top of a hill with no visible neighbors. It's one of the key points of the project. Kind of see it in the overall here. Current residences here. Full house reference in the application is there. That's the proposed build site. These are the pre-residences within potential site, but this large tree area between the structures that we see it. These homes are also lower down the hill, so with more hillside, which is down into the private. So they can't go uphill and actually see the location of the site. Did anybody get a chance to go out and see the site by chance?
I did not.
I've been by there yet.
Yeah, so then we come, it's a long driveway, a big parcel. So to come up the driveway from Indian River Road, come up here. This is an open pasture currently. Image of the pasture here. So the house will sit right on this rise, right at the top. Again, a heavy tree line facing the neighbors. The current residence is directly straight across that driveway. Past those maple trees. For reference, that's the full house of reference. I don't know if not a precedent for it, but it's about 22 feet tall from the ridge down to the side, about 16 and a half from midpoint down the full deck. Existing non-conforming structure on the property already. That full house is located directly adjacent to the primary structure. The structure itself, as discussed in there, is slightly taller, but it's done in such a way that you can keep with the major aspects of the current residence. Steeper pitch roof, items like that tie into the current the primary house is appropriate to the site. There's a cupola at the top. I know that's not part of the variance, but it brings light into that center part of the barn. The function of it, the drawings, Mike's a big golfer. There's a large golf simulator in that back section of it. There's a kind of a bar area and entertainment area where his family can be in there when they're playing the golf simulator. But also he and his wife do work out at times, so there's a full gym in that barn as well, and a yoga studio for upstairs. That's kind of the main function of it, is accessory to the primary use of the home, but the home isn't big enough to have a golf simulator or a workout gym or anything like that in there. So we're creating a second structure versus adding on to the current house. More economical way of approaching it. Adds character to the property. Being such a large farm-esque property, having kind of a farm construction on the property that matches the character of the current house fits and allows it to just blend in, create the function that Mike's looking for. And the height, is, as we developed it, got a little bit taller than what the ordinance allowed. That's how we got here. Let Mike talk about it.
Yeah, I mean,
pick it up.
Yeah, thanks, but I mean, there's not really much to add. I think, and we built a real nice job. But I mean, effectively, it just gave a space where my family and I can go out and do something. Like I'm a big golfer, and the winter times around here are too long, so being able to go like out and enjoy, a space where I can play some golf and create some, memories with my family and things are important to me and my family. So that's really the purpose of it. And as Bill said, kind of got into the drawings and things, and then realized once we got far enough down the path that it might be a little bit too tall. So here we are.
What's the square footage of that building?
Same up hand, it's 40 by 64, so 2,600 square feet.
Do you know when the pool structure was built?
I believe it's 2005. I believe it was either 03 or 05.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions of the applicant?
No, sir. We bought the house about 2 years, almost exactly 2 years ago now. Yeah. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
And you say it's non-conforming. Were there permits and things pulled on that, or?
I believe so. I mean, they went through and they built a, you know, they had an architect that, like, I have all the drawings and it was pretty well documented and things, so would assume so, but I don't know, is there a way to, they historically look at that? I don't know.
Was a permit pulled
Okay.
for the pool house
So it was a permit pulled? Okay, thank you.
from the prior owner.
Thank you.
Once you realized you had a height issue, did you look at any sort of variation?
We did. We looked at possibly putting the yoga studio down, pulling it lower, but just makes the structure that much larger by doing that. Basically, lower and decreasing the height, increases the footprint to get the uses that we're trying to get out of the structure. We lose the ceiling height in the second floor essentially to pull it off. So
that's what's driving the height of the.
at this point, it is a second floor. Yeah, it's a half story. I wouldn't even call it a second floor, but
Because I looked at the floor plan, it's like the studios,
yep.
and then you have the overall as an open ceiling on the inside, right?
And
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
so the back half of the simulator is the simulator in the back. The back half is vaulted area. The front half, where that window is, right above the front entrance here, is where that yoga studio is. Right top, there's a little overlook looking into that space. And as you decrease the pitch, then that space just becomes too small and it's going to be too low to make it function. Which then you can take that square footage and then add the lower story, it just makes the structure that much bigger. Kind of avoid doing a lot of it instead of scale. Just trying to make this giant, long, slender structure.
You increase the footprint to 1 story. Are you saying the roof line's gonna be the same?
Roof line would be lower, we would reduce the pitch down.
Okay, so you could conform then, right?
Hypothetically, we could, yes. It just increases the footprint.
Which now it's an 8-12 pitch.
It's exactly, sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So, and we by reducing the pitch also doesn't hide as well the structures currently in the property. They're all 12 pitch right now. It's done in that Tudor style for steeper pitch roofs. And we're trying to contextually try to match it in, which this is an 8-12 as steep as I could get without making it obnoxiously tall. But again, character and being important kind of tie it within the property so it looks like one compound versus a lesser built structure.
Did you say the pool house is a 1-story
It is.
structure?
It's a single story. There's nothing upstairs in there.
No.
Just got a really steep high roof on it. I think it's 12 pitch. That's the main character of the home.
Is that an 8-foot ceiling there too? or-
Down here, it's almost 10.
10.
To the bottom.
Wow.
That's for the height that's created for that structure. It's not as big, it's only about 20 feet square, but because of the pitch of the roof and then the height off grade, it's about 16 feet to that midpoint.
Is the yoga studio intended, is that just a personal use thing, or is that a business teaching
Oh,
area?
This is all personal use. We actually signed a legal affidavit stating such. It's just for them. That way, I think it was in the application there, but in case there's any question for future ownership of the property, or if the city has any question to what Mike's actually utilizing it for, we have it legally bound that it's just what it is. It's to go out, work out, play golf, spend time with his family in a larger space that they currently don't have in the main house. So it's.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Do you want me to leave these up here?
Yeah, if you would, that'd be great. Thank you.
No problem.
At this time, I'd like to open up the public hearing at 7:24 for anyone from the public wanting to speak. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing at 7:24 and bring it back to this board. For our findings, pursuant to 17.8 C, standards for in reviewing the request for a variance, the following standards for determining practical difficulty shall be considered with no single factor determinative. Strict compliance with the governing area setback frontage, height, bulk, density, other matters will unreasonably prevent the owner from using the property for permitted purpose or render the ordinance conformity unnecessary or burdensome. Not sure it applies.
No,
It does not apply.
And it doesn't prevent them from doing something, right? The variance will do substantial justice to the applicant as well as other property owners.
I think it applies to the applicant as far as the other property owners.
Well, the only thing I can think of that is, the fact that it is somewhat hidden
Yeah.
from them. I mean, it's really the only benefit to them for that.
And I don't know how visible this is, but maybe for the other property owners, the way it's made or in the drawings, it would match the rest of the house versus lower pitch or something that looks oddball on the property that doesn't match. So that might be better for the property owner, other property owners when they go to sell.
Any other comments? Thoughts?
I think the zoning regulations will treat the applicant fairly. I mean, if they are able to conform to the requirements, I haven't heard that it's unfairly justified at this point, so.
Number 3, a lesser variance than requested will not give substantial relief to the applicant and will not be more consistent with justice to other property owners.
that's okay.
I mean, lesser variance would be a lesser height,
Right.
right? A lesser variance would be a lesser height. Because right now the request is for 2.7 feet. Any other comments? Or 4, the need for the variance is due to unique circumstances peculiar to the property not generally applicable in the area or to other properties in the same zoning district.
The only unique thing is the style of the other buildings.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no
I don't think,
topographical challenges, site configuration
no
challenges.
specific reason why.
Doesn't apply.
Gentlemen, any thoughts?
No.
Why it doesn't apply?
No, I don't think so.
Don't think it applies? Moving on. The problem, the resulting need for the variance has not been self-created by the applicant or the applicant's predecessors. He is not self-created.
It has been self-created.
It doesn't apply.
I don't think that one applies.
I would agree, I don't think it applies either. All right. Moving on. There is a motion to be offered. We'll accept one now.
In the case of case 24 ZBA 004, the property located at 735 Indian Lake Road, Oxford, Michigan, parcel number 0436300047. I move to deny the variance.
There's a motion, any support? Motion and supported. Any comments? The challenge here is obviously the uniqueness and the lack of uniqueness of the property. That's to me. Okay. Other comments?
No comment.
No. We'll call the motion.
Waller,
Yes.
Bailey,
No.
Walters,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes,
yes.
Your motion has been, I mean, your variance has been denied.
Thank you, board.
Thank you. Moving on to board member comments. Any comments? We have meetings, potential meetings coming up? You think? You know?
ZBA meeting?
Yeah. Yeah, I know you
We
do.
have one in October.
Oh, you can't get out of here.
I know.
You can't get out of here.
I was gonna bid Joe Eltavern.
Another one.
One last one.
That was your last stand.
That's right.
All right, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're done.